Yo, alright.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Wise Convo. My name is Bella, Bella. Yes, I'm your new hostess for today's episode. And I know many of you don't know me or haven't seen me on this show before, but yes, girl, a good girl. So thanks for having me. And I must take the time out to tell our supporters a big thanks. I have seen Wise Convo a couple times before, and I've watched them progress from down here to here. So enough respect to the YS Convo team and a lot of respect to you guys. So today we're gonna do things a little different. We have a new upcoming poetry right behind the scene, and his name is Babla, otherwise known as Rasta Messiah. So I would consider him the man of many names. So, Mr. Messiah, step out now. Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show. It's good to have you today.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. You look good. You look good. Sound good too. Yeah. So I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for coming.
Oh my man.
I mean, we all have things to do, but you took the time out of your busy schedule to be here, and I want to say a big thanks from the Wise Convo team.
Oh my man. Couldn't disappoint the Wise Convo team and supporters. Because you know what I mean, like you know what I mean, this Wise Convo team has propelled the show from, you know what I mean, from its inception to this point, and it has grown.
Yes, it has.
Tremendously. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, again, thanks for being here. Let's start by, introducing yourself. Tell the people them what they want to hear. Tell us about yourself. What are you about?
Well, to say I'm a realist would be needless. You know what I mean? I write poetry, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we live life on the ground, you know what I mean? We not to go on like we just to the point and straight. We not grow on, you know what I mean? So that is what I would say about my personality. Not what you see is what you get, but me not gonna style you. Me gonna tell you the truth, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah, I would say straightforward, you know what I mean? Soft spoken too, you know what I mean? We can relate, sociable, you know what I mean? These nice words. However,
So you're a sociable person. Where are you from, like originally?
Well, originally, I was born in St. Catherine's, Spanish Town Hospital to be exact, you know what I mean? Grew up in Maypen, Clarendon, you know what I mean? However, here I am in Montego Bay, you know what I mean? I guess who know me good would know that I own and operate a smoothie and juice bar in the free zone area. However,
the best smoothies, guys. Remember that. Try smoothies, them especially the blueberry one. It bad.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, just to say, we do this. We do poetry, and that's our first love, you know what I mean? We want to propel this thing from where it's at to a greater place. However, we have to survive, and we, as I said before, me is a realist, so we have to get with money right.
All right, so you mentioned survival, right? So we have to survive. How is it that you use poetry as a means of survival, or how do you, explain that to me.
Well, I do have some performances under my belt. I've been doing poetry for some time now still, you know what I mean? Have written 2 books, one published, one not published yet. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Is it? But the first book is Life Tree, where life meets poetry, you know? Like, yes, we write nice things. However, we want to be as real as we can get with the message. So that's why I chose Life Tree and not poetry, you know?
Okay. So what is so life tree and poetry? Because that sound like two words in one. That's what it is, right?
Yes, this
Life and poetry.
life and poetry.
Tree.
Like like the first book I think would tell you perfectly it's where life meets poetry. You know what I mean?
So can you like explain like what the book really talks about?
Well, sure, because all right, like there are a lot of things to life. You know what I mean? That someone will always relay a conversation. Just like when we were younger and growing up, they would tell us, study your books, this, that. That is like a hidden rule that you will not know that when you're a child, you will grow and tell somebody that you don't understand. This is why I'm telling you to study your book, because you would have walked that road and was told that same thing. So it's something like that. Because the child without the experience would not understand from the magnitude of the statement you're making.
Great point, and that is true. I agree.
Yeah.
It all depends on the experience and what you have been exposed
However,
to.
like maybe 10, 15 years, that same child would be telling someone else, hey, you have to study your book because this what will make you into a this or a that or...
So were you a rude child when you were younger?
Rude. Rude is relative, you know, because we have to bear in mind that when we use statements like blanket statements like rude and those statements, good and bad and those statements, like they're relative, you know, and it's dependent on the individual life. I know my mother would have think I'm rude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the experience gained from each of those situations, I know so she wouldn't deny me them now that I've grown into a man and have them with me.
Alright, so seeing that you do poetry, right? You've written 2 books before. One is published, one isn't.
Yeah, we just have structure, right?
Oh, okay. So it's in the progressing. Okay. But how often would you say you write content? Like how often?
Well, my writing for me is not that. Like I could say I write every day, but to say that I would be lying, right? Because inspiration does come on a daily. However, the time has not been in my now to really jot down these inspirations as they come. So before I would have maybe like write 3-4 poems per day. However, now I don't have that time.
Okay.
So I like jot the inspirations and
also that's how you do it now.
When I have the time, I just pen up.
Okay, I see. What are some of your other talents? Like, do you have any other talents?
Well, I write music. They're endless still, no princess. I have the gift of the gab, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can make blended juice real good too, you know that.
You know what I mean? And football under my belt. But we do some things, princess, but I think poetry is my true passion, you know what I mean? So just allow me to tell you the title poem, The Life Tree.
Yeah.
Where did this come from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if I don't call this poetry? Or even a dub? And though it rhymes, I wonder if it should, because to finally deliver a message I wish it could. Because this is not who I am, what I feel, or even my tree. And it doesn't matter the language, English, Spanish, or even Aitree. This is life tree, in the harsh, tough places where life meets poetry, where it grows a voice to speak. And not just through me, through whatever it needs. If it's a earthquake, a tsunami, a girl who's 16, as life choose the strangest places, if you know what I mean.
Inspiring words, but you both one for me earlier. Yes, more the people them hear that wonder, because that one they give me goosebumps.
Oh my, you know what I mean?
So, what you say it name again?
Well, the one that I just did is entitled Life Tree, like all the books.
Not this one, the one where you...
The one before was Black Woman Golden Memoirs.
Yes, guys, come. All of the black ladies, them, the black strong woman, them, a phone this a 1 year. Yeah?
Alright, so I mean no disrespect, Ayata. And I can't tell if it's your dark skin, full eyes, or woolly roots that strikes lightning through me faster and faster. Who lives bold, smash souls, knowing all earth's goals, measures never to our glory. which caused lava splashing, car crashing, burning Elizabeth's daughter slowly. So royal black woman, hold me. Toast all expectations to let your melanin powers console me. Cause no big black book of stories can control me. And if your womb holds the universe, then to you be my glory. Shout Hemeret Menket to part the earth and run lava through her center boldly. To put life on her breast to suckle. And no Alacta 1 plus, her breast only. So don't fall in love, just heights in life. Because black woman, only your golden moments hold me.
Aye, aye, aye. Yeah.
Yes, I.
So if you like what you hear, you can go and check it. By the way, before I say that, the book that is already published, is there a way for if
all
they
right,
want
to access it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. At this point, there is no possibility for you to get a hard copy at this point because I'm also the publisher. However, we are getting that publishing house online, and we will have soon the books available, both books now available online. However, as it relates to printing, we're still trying to source the right printing to handle the amount of books that would, you know what I mean, as it relates to affordability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, guys, you heard it. So if in the future, for future reference, you heard how you can have access to it, it's gonna be online.
But the thing is, if you want to access my work, like if you want to see some performances, some short videos,
some of that.
Cause we have some performances and some videos done, you know. You can check out my YouTube channel. That's I Speak Live Tree just I Speak Live Tree on YouTube. That's ISPEAK LIFETRY. That's for the YouTube channel. However, on IG, it's ISPK LIFETRY.
Okay.
So it's the speak is abbreviated on IG.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you guys get that. You can play it and watch it back if you never get it.
Trust me, you will be inspired.
So
I'm almost sure.
You wanna hear some good stuff? This is the content you should be listening to, really and truly. And he is really looking out for the younger generation. You know, that's what he's about. You know, at least having some, even if you don't learn or take from what he's saying, at least you'll develop a more conscious mind, more conscious thinking. You understand? So when we listen to things like these and we feed on things like these, have a more conscious mind. Right, Rasta?
Definitely.
Okay.
Can I add a bit?
No problem, man.
I came here with this to say, you know what I mean? I love music, all genres, DJ music, dancehall, reggae music, every music. I love music, you know what I mean? Pop music, rap music. I love music, you know what I mean? It feeds my soul. Now, I've grown through the years and see music, how music has changed its face, its body. It has grown, and to say it has not grown would be, you know what I mean, not fair. However, to say it has not grown into the light that I favor, I can say that. However, I too live in the music of every day. Like everybody, I'm an artist. Like I love like Yaxter, like Nation Boss, like all of them. Sitamili, they are GL, like me rate all of them, like all of them talented, and I see that. However, you see, we are not aware that we are the door that the piper plays in. Like we soak up all these things that are being played, that are being, you know what I mean, censored in this nation. And then we now artistically put it together and soothe the minds of all the nation. However, there are repercussions, you know what I mean? And we have to be mindful of what we send out there. You know what I mean? Like the most popular man of the decade, Vybz Kartel, is now incarcerated. You know what I mean? And we don't mean to speak of people like in a negative light. Like me jump up to it and music every day, regardless of my locks and me, you know what I mean? However, if we don't take charge of what is being released and what is being aired. And come on, we not try bash nothing because we know which society we live in and we know what look cool.
It's a culture.
You know, it's been cultured. But how do we have a gun culture without a gun store? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we need to tap into. We need to think about these things and influence positive change. Because I don't think the world is... Alright, look at the whole health issue and the whole vaccine issue now. Like, I have to say this. We have to be mindful of what we say. We have to take responsibility for the words and the good way it go do and the monsters where it go create. Irregardless if it make you millions or not. You know what I mean? See Vibes Cartel. Remember saying you have little vibes, little Addy right now. And he did do an interview that he said his children didn't listen to his music. However, less than 10 years later, they would be the person doing his music. So I'm just saying, let's impress positive things on our children because that will influence
and leave a greater impact.
You know
I wanted to ask you that question as well. I think that would be my final question, even though I have a couple more, but we have to wrap up. Right. But I wanted to ask you, so far on your journey in poetry, how has it impacted the people around you? Like, what are the feedbacks that you've gotten so far?
All right. I have to big up Mystic. I have to big up Mystic one, you know what I mean?
Big up.
I think Mystic was inspired by my work, you know what I mean? Right there at my juice stand, you know what I mean? You know the type of energy where I host out there, you know what I mean, Princess? Yeah. So I kind of love them energy there, you know, because we in this, if you send out the message on a wider scale, like, no, this is being placed on the internet and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, you see, individually when I'm at work on a daily, because I inspire people on a daily because I think I can. And I need to, you know what I mean?
Just through words.
Just through words. So before you go any further, the power of words, you know, I've written a poem on that. And being that I'm here in this studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sajid Queen, Devin, big up same way. You know what I mean? Being that I'm here, I have to say this poem, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you know, so we want to hear it all. Let's hear it.
What really are words? If it's bad when I curse, yet you thirst a truth that is enclosed in a combination of words. Words which are deceivers, stress givers and relievers, but only to the believers. Cause if what is said is not what is meant, then what ought to be said is still left unsaid and therefore there's a job left undone. So if word sound is power, why can't I get a show of power, not rice and flour from you politicians? While the youths die at the hand of your system, which provides hardship inflicting, low self-esteem depicting, the ones who will rise these machines and become a victim of these same system which is slavery driven, given the knowledge that we the people pay the taxes, while you white collar relaxes, time elapses and you purchase guns by the boxes.
You hear that? I hear that? Take history teaching. Them say history class up
you know I mean?
Wednesday, but today I was sat there. So
very passionate teaching about my work still, you know what I mean? So just pardon the emotions, you know what I mean? Because a lot of things are going, you know what I mean? Like a couple of years ago, I write exactly what is being happening. Like, why they want to put a nano chip in you? Like, why you have to go computer? Why you can't remain biological? Yeah, you know, but we don't want to draw out the interview still, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, a couple years ago, I wrote a poem, how must I digest that by the dawn of the next century? This will be a fully computer-generated world, which makes me hurl. Because with the peak of your technology, you only compromise our anatomy and its ability to survive in this metal city you will create because of the dominion you borrowed. That only brings sorrows to life and its dominion. Because our opinions are simple methods we use to govern our universe. So why do you curse me? And on the basis of your works, we will become extinct. Because of your city of oil spins, 10 spanners and computer chips. But come on, let's take a future trip to life, but not as you're used to it. Because I do know my mind is better than any computer they can put in a robot. and my black woman over a Hobart. Dollars used to run fast and now they go slow. This will soon be like Monopoly when you don't pass go. Because if life was never guessing, then probability would only be testing the capacity of your robots. And this is so tough. Life wants to throw up, and when it does, this whole place will blow up.
These things, Rasta, I forgot to talk to you after the interview.
Yes, princess, you know what I mean? When I watch nobody,
you have true talents. You have
I give
real
thanks,
talents.
mama. I give thanks, man.
Yeah, me like them meds there because of them conversation them me like have. Me like can relate and communicate, you know. And if you don't have substance, and if you haven't been exposed to certain things, some people love talk about experience. They don't have no experience. They only been exposed. You understand? But you have to be exposed and you have to learn in order to gain those experience. So, me rate how you talk. And me like meds them where you the world. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, this is our closing off point. I want to thank you again for coming. And thanks again, my supporters. You know, before we close off, I'm going to tell you to hit the like button, subscribe, press the notification bell so you know say when the next interview come, it not going to miss you, right? So like, subscribe, and hit the bell.
You know, the power of the mind, you know. We've been taught of the power of the mind, and I guess everybody receive it how they can, you know what I mean? Because we see the same thing, however, it come down to an individualistic view when we are going to relate, you know what I mean? So I wrote this poem to elaborate on just that, you know what I mean? So this is it. How smart can any one person claim to be, as this could never be determined by a degree, a master's, or even your place in society? And where would this higher than mind come from to be the judge of mind? Stop, and as far back as you can track, think that thought, the thought you thought into existence. The thought no other person on the flat face of this earth thought until you. And you'll realize you've never think a thought, because you've never had a mind. And a linear perspective, this is that point and that line beyond which you're trapped. But from a higher perspective, this represents that box which has us all packed called society, where thoughts are uploaded based on your version of the matrix called reality, and downloaded via the frequency of that individual. Hence the famous quote, think outside the box. Knowing the mind is the box which has us all trapped, therefore the capacity to think outside would be to dump the mind and reconnect to the divine, and our core desires before this boxed up survival's nest intrusion. Challenge the fears by which you're bound, breaking down the barriers of impossibility, revealing the vulnerability of this fake reality they call society. Hot! We did just have to do that, you know? Oh my, Mystic, Richie Links, a blessing and honor for you in our place, you know what I mean? Why is Convo team? Hey, we not say nothing, you know, Bella. We need not to chat no more, you know?